Did you know that PCOS is an insulin issue? Because a lot of people don't. And after my doctor's visit yesterday, it seems that I might not even have PCOS. I finally scheduled my blood work consultation with my doctor, who's been helping me to regulate my hormones and get my period back. That consult went great. My blood work came back mostly optimal, which is fantastic to hear. But towards the end of it, she said, hey, look, like, your insulin is good and it doesn't show any indication that it's ever really been that bad. I think you were misdiagnosed with PCOS. Which, like, first response, fuck yes. Oh my gosh, really? Like, wow. Second response, what the hell at other doctor? Sorry I'm speaking in social media terms right now, but what the hell other doctor? So many traditional OBGYNs don't treat PCOS like it's supposed to be treated. They look at your female hormone levels and make a judgment call. They never consider insulin, and there's a lot of research, and it's pretty much been proven by now that PCOS is an insulin issue. It is a result of blood sugar imbalance. It's not just a female hormone issue. That being said, I did meet with my doctor yesterday. Blood work looks good. This is just a quick update. I started my second period on the day that my app told me I was supposed to start it. So if you guys are looking for a good period tracking app, Clue so far has not let me down. It has a ton of really good insights every single day. You can track so many different things that I didn't even know were related to period. You can track. It's awesome. I'll link to it below. That being said, I was very excited to meet with Dr. Roz at Integrative Health because I wanted to see what the heck my blood work said. I had it taken December 28th, 2018, so a little less than a month before my period came back. So I was very interested to see what it had to say. And like I said, pretty much all of the general markers of health were in the optimal range, which is awesome. The only things that were off were female hormones, but not off in a bad way. So basically the way your period works is you have the first phase, which is indicated by the beginning of the period. So period starts, that counts as day one. Day 1 until about 14 is your first phase of your period. And that is when your female hormones are really, really low. And then in the second half, which starts about at ovulation, so about day 14 until your next period, that's when your female hormones spike again. So if I was on a cycle, which I possibly was, just not bleeding for whatever reason, then when I had my blood work taken, I was right in the middle of the first half of the cycle, and my female hormones were low, so it's hard to determine if my estrogen progesterone ratio is off just based on the time of the month that I had my blood taken. That being said, to get a more accurate measurement of my female hormones, I have to get my blood drawn again in May. She wants to wait a couple of months, make sure I'm regular, and then I'll get my blood drawn in May during the second half of my cycle to make sure that we can see the estrogen to progesterone ratio and see what my body's doing with those hormones. After we talked about that, she did point out the insulin and my A1C, my blood glucose, all of those things, and including insulin measurements, came back as optimal, healthy, really good. And she said, I don't know that you ever had PCOS. And me extrapolating, I'm thinking, even if I did, have I reversed it? I don't know. I didn't ask her that. Now that, after the appointment, that's kind of when I started thinking those things. But did my diet reverse it, or did I ever have it? Because I did get an internal ultrasound that showed that I had some sort of cysty shapes on my actual hardware on my ovaries. So that was kind of one of the key things that they used to diagnose me. But they also diagnosed me with incomplete blood panels, and they never checked my insulin. So maybe I never had it after all. Sorry, I'm reeling. These are just the things going through my head, and I'm sharing because I've had people tell me these videos are helping them. So there's my word vomit. And then after looking at those female hormones, the only other thing that needs a little bit of tweaking is my DHEA level. So DHEA is an androgenic blood marker, androgenic meaning male hormone, meaning DHEA can be converted to testosterone, even in the female body. And if it's too high, then you can be a too high testosterone female, which it's not like I'm going to grow a dick, It's like, oh, she gets acne easily, which is always my problem. So to mitigate that, my doctor recommended a couple of supplements. The first being ashwagandha root. So ashwagandha root, and I don't have an affiliation with this brand particularly. I literally just went to People's Pharmacy and got it, but I'll link below to all of the ones that I'm showing on here just in case you're interested. Ashwagandha is an herb that is good for stress response. So one of the things that converts DHEA to testosterone is having too high cortisol levels. And that's been my whole problem, we think, this whole time. While my cortisol is way lower than it was when I first started this journey, it's still a little bit higher than optimal. So higher cortisol combined with higher DHEA means I'm probably converting those things to testosterone. And ashwagandha root is going to help me to mitigate that cortisol response. So really good stuff. I drink it anyway when I go to Picnic and order their Mayan mocha. If you follow me on Instagram, I always post about Picnic's Mayan mocha, but it's a great drink and it's got ashwagandha in there. But these are just capsules. I'll be taking these daily. So the second herb that she recommended to me to help with this whole DHEA balancing thing is saw palmetto, and this is definitely one that I was like, what the fuck are you saying? I had to ask her like 4 times, and I still definitely didn't write it down like this. So I'm glad that she sent me a follow-up paper with the actual name. But saw palmetto is on the flip side of managing the cortisol. This stuff is dealing directly with the testosterone levels. So in men, it says actually supports healthy prostate function. In men, that's what it does. In women, it helps regulate the testosterone levels so that I have a healthy level. And again, I'm not that far away from what I should be at. The DHEA optimal levels are 150 to 250. I'm at 260. So this is just going to help knock down just a little bit. So I'm in that optimal range, and hopefully having a little bit less testosterone means that my acne doesn't flare as bad. And the last supplement that she recommended, this one is only for that time of the month, is Vitex extract or chaste tree berry. Chaste as in like, oh, she's chaste. Tree as in tree. Berry as in don't eat that berry. I don't know. Chaste tree berry extract, Vitex extract. It's the same thing. But this one I'm just supposed to take 1 capsule twice a day the week before my period starts, because I've been dealing with a little bit of PMS as well. So that's supposed to help decrease the odds of that happening. And I think this in conjunction with the other 2 is going to really help regulate each other. So testosterone decreases a little bit. Hopefully the PMS decreases, and this will help support the PMS decrease. So that's where we're at right now. Like I said, I'm on my second period, which started to the day that Clue recommended or guessed that I would start. So that's pretty freaking awesome. That being said, I still do weekly acupuncture. I had my 5th session last Thursday. Today's Saturday. So 2 days ago, I had my 5th session. The acupuncturist recommended that I do 6 weeks once a week and then switch to every other week for maintenance. So I have my last one this week, and then I'm going to switch to bi-weekly for a little bit and see how that helps. But the acupuncturists have been great. I go to Modern Acupuncture in Austin. They're all wonderful. I love digging their brains and like just asking them like, why did you become an acupuncturist? All this stuff, because they do target a lot of the same stuff that chiropractors do, but they learned it at a much deeper level. So they learn way more Chinese medicine than any chiropractor ever has to. They know all of these pressure points, and it's so crazy to just go in and you don't feel a lot of the needles, but the ones that you do feel, you're just like, oh, I wonder what system that is, connected to that is making me feel that way today. And it's a different one every single time. And the acupuncturist always asks you, hey, which one are you feeling today? And they might make an adjustment, add another pin somewhere close by or do something like that to a similar area in the system to like balance it out. And it's just wild. And if nothing else, it forces me to meditate for half an hour once a week. And while I do meditate in the mornings, it's sincerely like a 5-minute max meditation in the mornings. So that's a little bit longer session, and I leave just feeling relaxed but energized, and it's just a really cool feeling. So that I think also has been helping to regulate me. And yeah, those are all of the updates I have for you guys. Thank you for watching these videos. If you're dealing with PCOS, I seriously can't tell you enough how helpful it has been to me to go visit a naturopathic doctor. Yes, I have to pay my own money. A lot of these places don't take insurance. However, for blood work stuff, there are blood work places that take insurance. So Quest Diagnostics is where I went to actually get the blood draw done, and they took insurance. I think I ended up paying like $30 after insurance covered most of that cost. So it's going to be personal investment, but I think in the long run, I'm going to be very thankful I went this route instead of just taking pills, because I used to be so anxious on the birth control pill and it was awful. So please reach out to me if you have questions about what I'm doing, who I'm seeing doctor-wise. Like I said, I live in Austin. Dr. Roz at Integrative Health is based in Phoenix, and they do telemedicine. So you're allowed to go do consults via video call or phone call with her. She can't prescribe anything, but she can recommend, and you can go get it yourself. So yeah, highly recommend. And thank you for watching. I will keep updating. Have a great day.